They call me LA, that's my nickname. And I'm here to tell you about an amazing program called Cottage Cove. Just growing up in a single parent home, with my dad, it was just very hard for me just to learn and just get new friends around and everything else like that. So I really like to appreciate Cottage Cove because like my dad couldn't afford daycare. And Cottage Cove was a free daycare program, especially in the summertime. So like my first time just coming to Cottage Cove, I can remember, it was on a Wednesday. My friends was outside, it was like, you need to come. I was like, I gotta ask my dad. He was like, what is this program, does it cost? And I was just like, no, it doesn't cost. So like I got to go, and it was Water Wednesday. A day I will never forget. The first person I met at Cottage Cove is Barry McDonald, his Brett's son. He's a character. He's a character, just to tell you that. And like, so he introduced me to everybody. I met Miss Angie, met Mr. Brett, and it was just an amazing feeling. Everybody was so welcoming, just getting to know me and everything else like that. So we go outside for water day, and he brings out this huge water gun. Now, let me tell you something about this water gun. Right now, the water gun is banned. It's illegal. You can't even have it. So, like, they don't even sell it. Like, it's just crazy. So, we get the plan. Like, we have the tarp out. Kids are running. So, Mr. Berry just takes out the water gun. The water gun holds 2 gallons of water, and it just squirts out in one shot. So I'm running, I'm trying to get away from Mr. Berry, and he just shoots me. I just come clean off my feet. I'm a 12-year-old, just clean off my feet. And it was just like, that was the most devastating thing in my life. He's just assassinating kids out there. That's all. Assassinating them. So just after that, for the first day, it was just like, man, this is a great program. Now I just have to get my dad to agree to it. So I'm talking to my dad. He says, yes, let's get you signed up and everything. So I started coming to Cottage Cove daily. And like, with my dad, I'm not saying he's not a great religious person, but I never did get to learn about God like that around him because he was always working. It was just me and him. So it was just me being at home by myself as a 12-year-old, and just coming to Cottage Cove made me realize a lot of things about God. Cottage Cove gave me the most important thing in my life, and that's faith. Like I've never got the experience about God until I came to Cottage Cove. It actually taught me my favorite verse in the Bible is Hebrews 11:1. Make sure I say this right. Okay. Sorry, phones. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So I was just, as a kid, just growing up in the inner city and just looking at influences and everything. It's like that. Like people didn't go to Cottage Cove, didn't go to church where I was coming from. Like it was just all about girls and hanging out and getting in trouble and doing dumb stuff. And I can honestly say that Cottage Cove kept me away from that. Like I had a lot of faith that I was not going to be like them. My dad wouldn't allow it either. Like 7 o'clock curfew, like hands down. So like just coming to Cottage Cove, just learning about the Bible, it just made me feel really good. Like just meeting new people every single day and just growing up and growing up and growing up. And like now that I'm 22 years old, that was 10 years ago. I'm 22 now. I would recommend Cottage Cove to any kid because it saved my life. Who knows where I would be right now if I didn't have Cottage Cove. Like I could be on the street. Like Mr. Brett was talking about a kid today named Kenny. I've been knowing Kenny for 9 years. He was at Cottage Cove with me. We both grew up together. There was another kid lost this year named LT. He was at the Cottage Cove program. And it's just like, you never know where your last day is. Like, if I knew that he was going to die at the age of 18, he would have changed a lot of things. And it just woke me up about a lot of things that I need to do in my life. And like now I have 4 siblings that go to Cottage Cove right now. Like their mom was so skeptical about them going, like, what about if people pick on them and people won't like them, they're different and everything else like that. And I feel like Cottage Cove is just like the most welcoming people I've ever met in my life. Like they don't turn around, they don't turn back no kid, even if he is bad. Trust me, my little brother is, trust me, he's actually here right now. He's grown up and got older. But anybody that works at Cottage Cove can contest to this. He's just not, he doesn't have it all, but he's a great person. Like, he wants to learn more about God at the age of 10. It took me till I was 12. At the age of, he's been going there since he was 8, 7. And he wants to know about God every day. He wants to go to church. He's remembering Bible verses. So that's just very encouraging for me. I like to know that, okay, it happened with me, now it's happening with him. So I come back, I try to do as much volunteer work at Cottage Cove as I can. When Mr. Joe volunteered me, basically, to come up here and speak to you guys, I was just like, whoa, this is huge. But I'm really glad I did choose to speak, because just all the kids and just teenagers and me and guys that came through Cottage Cove that's passed and gone, it's been a great experience for all of us. And I hope Cottage Cove can continue to grow for years to come. Thank you.